Yep, this me, your boy, just hanging out. Gatorade probably ain't no good for me. What is these days? Anyway, TBBC 88 FM, checking in with my people. Where we at? That's the question of the day. It's a lot going on, man. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. You got the president that's kind of off the chain, whatnot. If you check in, hit your share button, please, and let people know I'm just on here talking. And unfortunately, well, maybe so. Depends on who I see come in. If I want them to hit me up, we could talk. But just trying to look at the state of where things are. I kind of shift my thing a little bit. I'm like this. I think dealing with groups and looking at the pros and cons with any group is like counterproductive to me. I just got this tiresome, and people going to do what people want to do. So what I decided to do was look for responsible people, and that could be any group. I don't care who you with. You could be, your God could be the mushroom God. I don't care. If you're black and whatever religion you choose, that's on you. That's between you and your God. I ain't got nothing to do with me. But what I am looking for is people who can see in the earth realm the things that are going on and understand that this nation is divided in groups. And if you understand that and see that, then that's the people I'm trying to connect with. Anybody else who don't get it, it's your boat. Ride it out to the, ride it till the wheels fall off is what I'm saying. So it's kind of like, it's just kind of like you got to just do you is what I'm saying. But if you're really trying to put some things together and you really want to look at the world and America for how it is and understand that it is a divided place and that it is what it is. There's nothing that we can do. We have to deal with the situation at hand. And when you understand that America is a corporation and not necessarily a nation or jobs for anything like that. What's up, Donald? Hit your share button, man. Good to see you in. When you understand that, then you can move a little better as our group in America. It ain't nothing that I did. I just woke up one day and I just saw it for what it is. You have the white groups, you have the Asian groups, you have the Italians. Everybody sticks with their thing, with their group, and they look out for their group. So it's kind of like one of those things like, okay, then that's what we got to do too. And it's okay to be that. I ain't mad at nobody for looking out for your people, because the survival of your group is the survival of your nation. And your nation really determines, ours is this. It ain't nothing we did to make it happen. But I just want to talk to people who understand that this is what America truly is. They have a system that they designed to make sure that it benefits one group and one group only. Majority them. And so I understand it. They did what they needed to do to make sure that the survival of the European race and any Caucasian race would be okay, and it would continue to go on. What we miss is that we don't see it, that we are a nation inside of this nation. We are descendants of Africans who were brought over here for slaves. And that is our nation, that is our group. And we have to, even with the religion that they gave us that was supposed to be good, even though they were using that good religion against us, we're in a place now where we should be able to, there should be enough of us that see this thing for what it is and know that it has nothing to do with any of that. Like I said, I don't care what group you with. I don't care what religion you with. What I'm looking for is responsible people who can see reality for what it is. If you know that you're black, and your group, I ain't talking about individuals, your group is the poorest group in America. It's the war zones in America. It's the poverty. It's the poorness. Your schools are whack. Your health care is whack. Everything about what we have for ourselves is whack. And if it's like that and you see that, then it's up to you to say, well, this American system ain't really benefiting us at all. It is not helping us at all. It's almost counterproductive, because you go into a system that was designed by another group to benefit them, and that's kind of what it's set up for. It ain't nobody's fault. That's just how it is. So but their system was designed to also keep your group down. It was designed like that. This ain't nothing nobody told me. This shit is documented, man. You know, I put up the Willie Lynch letter. That's something I didn't put that out. No black person printed the Willie Lynch letter and put it out. That's not us. We didn't do that. That is something that white folk are showing you. This is what we did to you. And instead of us looking at that and saying, wow, this is some mental stuff that they did through that letter. If you look at the end of that letter, it says it all, that if you make your women and your children repeat and keep this pressure and this manipulation into the black Africans' mindset, it will continue on for life. They will be a dysfunctional group for life. So when you look at us and we dysfunctional, then you can't say this shit ain't work. This didn't work. This was a plan. So within that, there are a lot of us that are waking up and seeing America for what it is. White America government is not going to come and help you, because at the end of the day, it's like this. If they really wanted to help, it's just that easy. They could do it. But since they don't want to do it, then what do? How do we make this thing work for ourselves? And then we gonna have to wake up and realize, no matter how much you want to believe that America is like one group, it is not. There are many groups inside of America's system, and each group came here for economic power for their group. And we're the only group who came here in the beginning and have less than all the immigrants that's come to this place. How is that possible? There was a system that was designed for you not to reach your total potential of economic success. They have cut that off at every end that they could think of. Any black group that has tried to build itself up economically as a group, they want to kill the head to try to stop that, because for whatever reason, they think that we're going to, if we get in power, we may do to them what they've done to us. I mean, rightfully so, or any logical person would. You know, if you did. So it's it's a real fear that they should have, because if black people get in power, I'm pretty sure there's some of us that want to just let them feel what we've been feeling for 400 years. I get it. That's just kind of the way that it is, you know. So but what I'm saying is us. I'm looking for responsible people who see stuff and say, look, that ain't right. We need to stop that. I did a petition against the radio stations when this song Molly Percocet was playing all over the airways. This song is promoting drugs use. Now, for myself and any responsible adult, it doesn't matter if they play it on the airways, because we know how to say, okay, it has nothing to do with me, moving on. But for the ones who can't or are not responsible or can't holler out for themselves, our young kids that hearing this song over and over and over and over, after a while, they begin to think that Molly Percocet is some shit they need to do. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying it ain't. So I did a petition, because I'm getting ready, still going to do it. I'm going to the radio station, and I got some stuff that I'm gonna be asking them for. I'm going after the #1 advertising companies on these stations and ask them, do they know that they're putting their money behind drug promotion, sex promotion, violence promotion in the black community? Yes. And then so we're going to do those things, but at the same time, you know how many people signed the petition today? 2 weeks. 2 weeks has been up, coming up on 2 weeks. 12 people. 12 people agree. 12 people agree with the petition that I'm saying that the radio stations and the artists and everybody that is putting music out on the public airways has to be responsible for what they put out for our community to listen to. And then the FCC, there are laws and rules that say that you cannot promote drugs. You can't promote sex, and you cannot promote violence. And in the black community and hip hop world, unfortunately, that's where the music has digressed to. You know, it's more about the drugs. It's all about the making it rain, shooting the Uzis, killing people. It promotes. You hear that shit over and over and over and over and over. It's the same thing that the Willie Lynch letter did. And the reason they don't stop it is because it's promoting it to our people, mainly. They know that they're gonna have some casualties on their side too, But at the end of the day, that's what you call it's a sacrifice. But man, I'm just saying, I'm just looking for responsible people. I don't care what religion you with. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing. I'm looking for people who can see that the blacks as a whole is the poorest people in a rich country called America. I'm looking for people who can look at the black community as a whole and see that we have the worst schools, even though we keep begging the government for it. I want responsible black people who can look at our economic structure in our communities and realize that our people are living in a war zone. So the lucky ones who got out, ha ha ha, bravo to you. But there are millions of them that are stuck in a war zone. And the responsible people, instead of us taking our responsible money that we have gotten, we decided that we're going to just move out and go spend our money into another community. Nothing wrong with it, except you abandon the one that you grew up in. And that's just real talk. Myself too. So that petition, man, I'm still pushing it. It's probably, at the rate it's going to take us. I wanted 1 million signatures because all that stuff plays a part when your group, when we start realizing that we have to operate as a group, we got to operate as a collective unit. Then anything that we want, it gets done. And we want stuff, if we want the government to move, then you have to move as a group. You're not going to get anything done spreading yourself thin for yourself. I'll say it like this, for your particular group. And everything that I talk about is about us as a group. I don't look at us as individuals because I woke up and I realized that America is a corporation that operates on groupism, meaning that every group came here, every immigrant that came here, whatever your immigrant nationality is, they came here with a goal in mind. The Asians did. The Italians did. Everybody did. Everybody came here. The Mexicans. Everybody comes here with a goal in mind for their group. They look out for themselves. And unfortunately, like I said, all the manipulation that goes on through our music, through what we see on TV, through all these things that allow in our communities, it molds us to be just as dysfunctional or even more dysfunctional than we are now. But nobody, and it only got that way because the people I'm looking for didn't do anything. The responsible people saw it. Everybody saw that the black community was going to hell. Everybody saw it. Me too. Me, all the churches saw it. Everybody see it. All of us see it. But there's like nothing that we do, nothing that we don't do anything for it. It's like we just see it happening. And then when it gets out of control, instead of responsible people taking the responsibility for allowing it to happen, we say, the young folks show out of control. And they say, well, y'all didn't leave us nothing to stay in control. If you abandon your post and you leave an area and ain't no rules in that area, then it's going to do what it's supposed to. It's going to do what it's going to do. They're no different than the Christians who felt like removing prayer from school caused the devil to enter in. So where were the responsible Christians when that was going down? That wasn't nothing done behind closed doors or no hidden places. That was publicized when that lady, I should have Googled her name. I don't know that, but they knew it wasn't hidden. But the responsible Christians who now mad because prayer got taken out, were nowhere to be found. You didn't come to the floor when she was putting a petition in to take it out. You can't just do that. You can't allow it to happen and then complain about it when it happened. You can't sit back and see it happening. Every last black person that's black, that was raised in a black community, knew and saw the community that they were growing up in from every generation change every 10 years. With every generation it changed. And then we saw it changing and nobody did nothing to stop it. Responsible people didn't do anything to stop it. I'm going to play a little bit of my dude. I always like to play Dr. Anderson because I just believe this brother got the plan. You know, so I'm going to play a little bit of him. Hopefully y'all could grab it and understand. Woo, we're in a bad place.
Only people want to practice socialism is black folk. We want to be able to look about civil rights and social integration.
That's right.
And so capitalism means owning and controlling those resources. And that's what my power-nomic stuff is about. We're going to learn how to own and control resources and power and wealth to take care of our own people.
Help us, God.
And I guarantee you, from all my years in running campaigns, every politician would knock down anything to get to your door. You can deliver and become the most powerful people in this country if you started voting as an independent bloc. It said we move as a group. We move as a fist rather than fingers. And we'll stay together and we'll take care of each other, we'll buy from each other, we'll support each other, and we'll look after each other. And we'll make our dollars bounce in our community on that first floor. We'll make it circulate 8 to 12 times before it leaves black hands.
Say it, brother.
You're powerless. They know the only thing you're going to do, they shoot 20 blacks tomorrow. All thing you're going to do is go out and march.
Sit.
That's all you're going to do. They know that. You have no power and wealth. Why don't black folk say our exceptionality is that we are different from all these groups you're trying to put us into? So how can you let somebody put you in a bag with all these other groups when they don't have the experiences you have and have been treated the way you've been treated? At some point, your exceptionality should be brought up and should be dignified. That you were the first in all these things. You were the first people. You were the first Jews. You're the first human beings on earth. You're different. Exceptionality. And I want you to, at all these marches that you have, I want you to start marching towards exceptionality. And so we're going to get into that. But first, let me say, I don't want to deviate from what is customary that I do whenever I come to one of these occasions. That is to try to give you a status report on black people in America.
Yes.
And let me tell you up front, you are not progressing. I've been telling you that now for 25 to 30 years, even when I was in the Carter administration going around the country.
Progressing.
You're not going to progress. You're going backwards. You're going backwards. The only people blacks in America are progressing are those who are locked into a vein called entertainers. If you're an entertainer, what you're telling white folk is that you are safe as a birth control pill. There ain't nothing going to happen. You're not going to do anything for black folk. If you're running with a ball, joking, telling jokes, singing, dancing, that's safe. White folk, that doesn't frighten white folk. They'll give you a television show. They'll put you on 10 television shows. They'll make you a host of a television show. They'll let you broadcast every sport event. As long as you don't address any issues dealing with black folk and the problems that black folk have. And so when you all see all these blacks on television, read about them in the newspaper, those blacks have been classified as being 20 times safer than the birth control pill. There ain't nothing going to happen for black folk.
Dr. Claude Anderson, if you're tuning in, hit your share button, please.
You're not progressing. And first and foremostly, social integration has failed. Get that through your head. Social integration has failed. As a matter of fact, you lost in social integration. You didn't gain anything. You lost everything you had. Any black person here in this auditorium today that's more than 50 years of age can tell you what you used to have. You have nothing now. You used to have theaters and bus companies, cab companies. You used to have almost everything that whites had. But now you have nothing. Why? Because, see, social integration is a weakening process. It is not designed to empower you. Powernomics might be, but social integration is not. You cannot integrate anything you cannot empower anything by integrating it. You weaken it. And in social integration in this country, what social integration did was make you a guest. You became a guest in what other people own and control. And any of you know that once your guest has been with you for 2 or 3 days, you want to get rid of him. We are guests. You don't own any hotels. You don't own anything of value in the country. That's why everybody's been pushing social integration. That's why you no longer have communities. You used to have decent communities. In every black city in America, I used to be able to go to any city and find a black neighborhood, not a neighborhood, those days, communities. You used to have some of the finest communities in America right here in L.A. You had a Compton, you had a Inglewood, you had a Watts, you had a South Central. You had something. You got nothing now. And all my blacks who were so silly enough, they moved out of the city up into the mountains and said, I'm getting away from all those people. I'm going to go up in the mountain by myself. And you turn over the city to the people you're competing against. Social integration cannot enhance you. Now, anybody in social economics knows this. The Jews found this out way back a long time ago, in the 1500s in Europe, when Jews tried to socially integrate. And Jews found out very quickly it is a weakening process. They became at risk. No group is going to try to socially integrate that's an out group. And especially if you're an out group, that's a hated group. You are a hated out group. You've always been a hated out group. And then why would you go divide yourself up, splinter yourself, and just scatter yourselves and think that somehow you're progressing? And see, that's why you don't see any other group in this country trying to socially integrate except black folk. You have not seen any integration marches from the Asians. What Asians have been trying to socially integrate? What Arabs have been trying to integrate? What American Indians are coming off the reservations trying to integrate? Nobody wants to integrate but black folk. That is a form of social economic suicide. But we do it. And they've been doing it now for all these years. And back during the 1960s, I told them all, you're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Pushing social integration in this country. I'm saying you're going the wrong way. They said, well, Dr. Elson, you're a radical. I don't mind being a radical. Because, see, radical is just the opposite of superficial. If you're superficial, means you're just dealing with anything minute, non-irrelevant, wheel spinning, non-frictional kind of activities. Radical means you got a problem that's very desperately bad.
Yeah, I love Dr. Anderson. He puts it there. He puts it to the truth, man. I mean, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? And then the sooner you see it, the better off we'll be. But we're so blinded, man. When you really look at it, what this country did to us as a group, man, it is disheartening to think. And it ain't God, something that the God couldn't even fix is us coming together as a group. We don't even come together as like the body, the Christ, though. I ain't never, as long as when I gave my life to Christ in 97, I'm a believer. I love God with all my heart. I've had some different thoughts about the things I've been taught. That's me. Overall, if you know me, you know my heart is for my people. It's for the people, and so we got to. Those of us that are woke, you have to look at it. And I'm not saying that you not to participate in any other groups. Success, meaning you can work where you gonna work, but I just want you to realize that you are responsible for your people, the ones where you were birthed, where you were raised. That's your group, you know, that's your people. So ain't nothing none of us could do about it. It's just the way it is.
Papa, I'm hungry.
Okay, I'm coming in.
Okay.
All right, give me a few minutes. Got to take care of the grands, man. That's how it go. But anyway, it's just, we have to realize that it's just the system, man. You know, we believe everything else except that, man. It's like we will believe, like, we're all Americans. Yeah. Do this for America. Yeah. And then if you do something that white America don't like, OJ or any Emmett Till, anything that they don't like, and they come at you, they would separate you from America, and you would be the one pointed out. For instance, Bill Cosby, you know what I mean? Brother wanted to buy a TV network for his people. Instead of them selling it to him and him being able to have outlets for us, they decided to destroy him. And then you got some black people cheering it on. Go get him. You know, he ain't no good. He shouldn't have been doing it. Ain't nobody. This thing ain't even proven, though. You just had some women come out the woodworks and said this stuff, and everybody was like, yeah, he did it. If that many people, then they start falling off along the way, and nobody has come back and apologized. Nobody's saying, yo, they ain't giving his innocence no TV time. They destroyed him through the media. But they will not. It will not. They won't give him no time to say, yeah, he kind of didn't do it. But man, there it is. Anybody, it is like when people try to raise up and do stuff, man. They try to cut it off, but we all got to be on one page, yo. Dr. Anderson got it. Power Numbers. Get the book. It's got a plan in it. Follow it. Start it in your own community. He's already spent 40 plus years of his life. The brother's old, in his 70s. He did this for his people. He said God called him to a skin color. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, people say, God, no, my God love everybody. Yeah, He also killed certain people, too. Same God. He looked out for some, and he destroyed others. That's the same God. So it's like, even God had looked out for his people. His chosen people are the ones who God. The Jewish people think that they say they are God's chosen people. So they just, yeah, God, people say, well, God don't show, he doesn't have favoritism, but he do. In his word, he said he do. The book that they introduced me to said that he do. And it wasn't white people. It was Jewish. It was the Jews. You know what I mean? The white folk were considered to be the Gentiles and anybody else that wasn't Jewish descendant. And unfortunately enough, most black people are, but we don't even know that. So, but the chosen people, I'm just saying that God, even God, looked out for certain people. So it's okay for you to look out for your people. You can mingle with the world. You know what I mean? You can mingle with the world. It has nothing to do with it. You can go out and work over here and live wherever you want, but you're supposed to make sure that the kids coming behind us have a fair opportunity, that if we do decide to talk them into going to a HBCU, that at least when they graduate, we have an opportunity to give them some type of a start in, either investing in a business that they want to start or giving them a good paying job when they would get over in white America. But we don't have that. So no, what do we do? You know what I mean? So man, I just wanted to jump in, where we at. It's still about coming together as a group. I'm looking for responsible people who want to do responsible things. I have a petition out there. Go on my site. Go on my Facebook, man. Look for it. It's out there. Rock Ricky Williams. That's what it's under. Look for the petition, man. It's about trying to get 1 million signatures, 1 million black people to say, I'm tired of what's being playing on the radio stations. If you ain't tired of it and you cool with it, but my thing is if you don't do nothing about it, you're just a bigger part of the problem. To me, I don't want to be about just talking about it. I'm still going to do it, but I'm just saying it works better when I have the numbers. Even if I got 20,000, 30,000, I'm shooting for 1 million because I'm shooting for the stars, and hopefully we'll get the moon or Mars or something. I don't know, but I'm just saying I want to put a number out there that's crazy, but it's doable. 100 million signatures saying that you're tired, you had enough is enough of what's being played on our public radio stations, and we don't want our kids to be brainwashed to that. They become numb to it. When you hear about killing and shooting and sex and smashing and the FCC got rules where it's certain words that you can't say, but the words have changed because people got clever. So you can't say, I'm going to F you, sex-wise, and so they come up and say, I'm going to smash. I'm going to beat it up. It's the same thing, but you got to be up on what the culture of the people are saying, whether the street words that they're saying that's promoting this stuff to our kids. And if you don't know what those words are, then you don't know how to attack it. Or you don't know how to hold the FCC responsible to update their database. Because it's not just about the artists, it's also about the people who own the stations. To be responsible for what you allow to come through your public airwaves, through the public airways, infiltrating my community. You know what I mean? So it ain't just on the parent. The people who own this shit have a big part they have to play in it too. But good, man. Thanks for jumping in. If you come in, make sure you hit the share button, please, and share it out. I just, just something. I played a little Dr. Anderson. Go get the book, Power Numbers. Start your own movement in your community. It is the blueprint to bringing your black community, making it economically strong. Thanks for the thumbs up. I don't even know who that is. Nobody don't really type nothing no more. They just be in. But it's cool because I just want people to listen and hear what's going on. We are a group, man. And like I said, just know that. Just know that you are a group and start operating as that and stop operating as individuals. If you were a group and you were economically strong like we should be, this Donald Trump shit wouldn't even bother you because your group would be so economically strong to whatever this food does, you're prepared. Because people who got money and economics and wealth, They build different kind of shit. Like they have their own farms. They raise their own meat. They build their own cars. They have their own factories. They have their own planes. They have their own shit. You know, when a rich person, what rich person you know, or wealthy person you know that don't have everything they need to have a good life. So that's what we're missing out on when we allow economics not to be a part of our group, and you miss out on all other stuff. When you allow that $1.5 trillion to go out to other communities, you miss out on a whole lot of stuff that other people ain't even worrying about what Donald Trump do. For some people, care what the fuck would he do? Do what you do. They so economically straight to whatever goes down, they're good. And that's what the black community done. We ain't good. We ain't got no, we allow the money to go out the back door. So our community is jacked up. It's messed up. We don't even have what it take for us to survive any craziness that goes on. If anything shuts down, we are not prepared to survive because we totally 100, 1,000, 2,000, 100,000, a million% depend on other people to survive. And when you do that, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage because when it comes down to any shit hitting the fan, people are going to look out for their own group, their own people, their own family. So if they don't look out for you, Black America, at the time of crisis, oh well. Hope you niggas know how to fish and hunt or do whatever you do because it could come down to that. And you should always have yourself prepared because trust me, white America's prepared. If anything nuclear going or any of that crazy shit, they got bunkers and stuff. They going in grounds and they got their people going to be saved. And a few of our people that they like will probably go with them. But the majority of the other world, even the white people that are not in that elite, they're going to suffer along with most of the poor blacks. Ain't going to have nothing. We ain't prepared for nothing. Not jack. So until you understand that you are a group in America, it is what it is. God did it. We didn't do it. You are of the black race, and your group is suffering and it's poor, and it has the worst of everything. Your communities that you grew up in are war zones, and if you tired of that, if you're tired of the music and all the stuff that's going on in our communities, we just sit back, responsible people sitting back. It's what's irritating me. Because we don't have no problem with our responsible asses talking junk about the people who are doing the dysfunctional stuff, but we ain't going to do nothing. We talk and we ain't going to do nothing. We saw it happening. We did nothing about it. So at the end of the day, if you tired, I'm going to put the petition up on the site, man. Pass it on to your people. Want 1 million signatures. We're trying to get FCC to be responsible. FCC and all these radio station owners that are promoting to our black communities. All these Fortune 500 and Fortune 400 companies that are advertising on these stations and with songs playing like Molly Percocet and whip it, cook it. All the recipes to how to make crack cocaine is on the public airways, and they don't even care. And nobody even cares. Like the people, the adults, the responsible adults at the stations ain't saying nothing because they got to keep their job. The owners don't give a shit because they got to keep money coming in. Everybody is worrying about the dollar, and they don't give nothing about the people. So feed them whatever you got to feed them, and let's keep it going. Enough is enough. That's what I'm saying. We got to wake up and realize we're a group. We got to work as a group. We can't be worrying about America. America got its own shit. That's some white folk war going on up in the White House. They ain't got nothing to do with black people. Some white people, they mad at each other. The Democrats and the Republicans, that's some personal shit that's probably been going on with the Civil War and everything. They ain't got nothing to do with us. But we all up in the mix instead of us saying, okay, y'all see y'all can't even get along. Why do we want to hang around a group of people who can't even fucking get along with themselves? It's some crazy stuff that we do. We don't even see it. I don't want to hang out with no dysfunctional people. You might want to focus on your own, get your own stuff going on, make sure that you are right if they start going to war. What if they fall out? What side you going to pick? Whose side you going to be on? You going to be on the Republicans or the Democrat? That's their thing. All I'm saying is that we got to as a group. It's nothing we did, man. God did this. If you look at your hand or you look at wherever you come from, if you're an immigrant and you came from whatever you came from, Asian, whatever it is, that's your group of people. God did that. And ain't nothing wrong with it. But we are the ones who don't see it. We want to be Americans. Americans. and not understanding that America is built upon groups, and we're just one of the groups in it. I don't care what your religion is. You could be worshiping the god of mushrooms. I don't care. That's between you and your God. Nothing I can do about it. I ain't gonna be there when you and God face each other. Ain't gonna be there, and he ain't gonna call me and say, "Yo, Rock, what about so and so? What you think we are?" Hey, he ain't gonna be there. I'm looking for responsible people who want to take care of responsible things. Look at your people. If your people are the poorest people in America, then responsible black Americans who have become successful have let our black people down. You don't become successful and become wealthy and look at your people in poverty and poor, and then you want the white system to help them get out of it. What kind of foolishness is that? They're not going to help you get out of it because they're the ones who put you in it. Who goes to the enemy and say, "Enemy, help me. Can you help me? I know you can help me." No, they're not. It's up to you to wake up and do the right thing. All right, man, it's been real. I'm out of here. I'm going to put that post up, man. This TBBC 88 FM. This is the people's voice. I'm always talking about positive us. It is us. I don't care what you say. Ain't nothing we can do about it. I'm a part of the black race. They're a part of the white race. They're a part of the Asian race. Whoever it is, just goes on and on. You are, it is what it is. Nothing you can do. What you got to do is learn how to keep that $1.5 trillion from going out your back door into other communities. Because when you do that, and that's been going on since 2014, just take 2014 to present. How much money would you have? Do the math. Numbers don't lie. Jay-Z said it. It is what it is. Love y'all, man. Peace. Unity.